There was plenty of corn at BGYEA's Plant the Corn rally on Saturday. None of it was actually planted. What was planted was the seed of the first united movement to take on the government of Belize. The numbers were unremarkable, only about 250 persons. But there was a sense of something unprecedented happening. The organizations represented brought different issues to the table, but they came together to speak with one voice.
Today is a historic day. The civil community, the public servants, the grassroots organizations, concerned citizens are out here today. The message is about development. That's a unified message out here. Different issues are out here today represented by individuals and organizations to get their voices heard. Today, not just about a BGYEA issue. It's not just about planting corn. It's not just about the buffer. It's about getting the attention of our representatives. It's about sending that one unified message that we have you working for us. And when you know the work for we, then this is the result. We want to gather, we want to protest, we want to demonstrate, we want to have rallies.
Christina Koch of the MLA came with the alcaldes and leaders of the 38 Mayan communities in the south. Like everybody else who attended, they just want to be heard and respected.
For a number of years now, we've been defending our right to our land and our right to our life in southern Belize. And for a long time, the government has said that the Maya people are trying to fight for special rights. We've long recognized that it's never been a fight of just the Maya people. It's been a fight for social justice for all Belizeans. What we have done in southern Belize as Maya people is to be able to stand against the injustices that the government has placed upon us. And so today, because the struggle at Harmonyville is very similar, they're fighting for their right to life, they're fighting for their land, they're fighting for, as Belizeans, to have a piece of land to develop and to make a living off of.
We are just trying to make a point that we are here together, along with BGYEA and everybody here. We are the voice of Belize and we need to be heard.
We have to come together, so
There were speakers from different organizations, signs, placards and resolution in the faces of those who stood together on Saturday.
I think this is the beginning of something big. So I'm not like disappointed at the crowd, not at all. I think that the messages that spoken out here today, people will hear it and it will motivate them to come out. Belizeans are intimidated by governments and not only this government, by any government that has been in power. They use the intimidation tactic and we Belizeans have got to get rid of that freedom mentality. We continue to fear the government and we should not fear the government. We need to stand up for our rights.
We have thousands upon thousands of buffer zone land, Belizean owned land that is for Belize. And we have illegal Guatemalan immigrants who are constantly illegally farming our land. Yet when we have a bunch of legitimate citizens about to farm some corn and some 50 or 60 acres of buffer zone land, we come down and then like all hell is breaking loose. Since when the government has been so law-abiding, if I could use that term, since when the government has been so structural?
While the rally was at its inception a BGYEA event, it was about much more than just corn and the buffer zone. The message is a lot bigger than that, and that message is being sent straight to GOB.
I suspect there is the Heritage Dictionary, there is the Webster's Dictionary. I believe there is going to be a UDP dictionary because everything that has occurred here, there's a redefinition of the words corruption and everything else that has gone wrong in this country.
And we have been able to point out the injustice that is being meted out to BGYEA by the government because right within the vicinity, in fact bordering the lands that BGYEA has been granted, buildings and fences go all the way to the highway and they are not considered a buffer zone. So we need to stand up. We need to stand up for Belize because what we are doing today, we're standing up not only for BGYEA, we're standing up for Belize, we're standing up for the future of this country. And unless we the Belizean people decide that we are going to do something about what is wrong in our country, all the injustices that are happening, then we will lose our country sooner rather than later.
The last time an anti-government organization was formed, it was the Association of Concerned Belizeans pre-2008. That organization had a political platform, while ROC seems to be steering clear of all political affiliation. Mike Rodon for News 5.
The rally on Saturday was held just 2 days after the formation of a group called the Rod of Correction, or ROC. BGYEA is a part of that group along with the unions and other organizations. The turnout at the rally wasn't huge in terms of numbers, but that might have been asking too much of the infant rock. It was significant in terms of organizations represented, and those we spoke to confirmed that this is only the beginning.
We are galvanizing, we are getting all of the unions, we are getting the civil society organizations to come together to address national issues. These include those issues we've mentioned before. We've mentioned, for example, the matter of the passport scandal. We've mentioned the issue of the 13th senator. We've spoken about the Integrity Commission. So all of those things. And then now when these issues are happening, when our brothers in BGYEA, when our brothers and sisters in Satim are being treated unjustly, we need to lend a voice because we are a part of civil society.
Absolutely. The Maya Leaders Alliance and the Toledo Alcaldes Association are quite encouraged to see that civil society has taken on a more prominent role in defending justice, in bringing the government to its heels and being able to show them that, you know what, we're not just going to sit around and watch. We're not going to watch you oppress the Belizeans of this country.
Just like we hold the government accountable, we have to hold those people in those organizations responsible. This should not be like one of those organizations that was born and when government changed, it disappeared. We've seen that year in and year out. So the Belizean people are actually the ones entitled to not hold the government in check, but also these organizations who pop up every so often.
Could you give us an indication of what lies ahead for ROC? This is the first outing of ROC, so to speak.
This is the first outing of ROC. There are a number of things that we will have to sit down now, because when we conceived of the idea, we basically had already a concept of what it is that the national issues are. The issue now is how we flesh out and get the details as to how we are going to address those. So yes, you will be seeing more of ROC. There will be subsequent meetings, and we will keep you up to date.